guys, welcome to Basic Bit. So today is December 2nd and we're going to be working on this linked list random node problem. Given a singly linked list, return a random node's value from the linked list. Each node must have the same probability of being chosen. So if rather than a linked list, this was just a regular list, then we can use one of the built-in functions from the random library. So we could do random.choice and give it the list, and it'll return a value randomly from the list. But since this is a linked list, we don't know how long this list could be. So the first thing we want to do is figure out the length of the linked list. For our first step, let's fill out the init. So we're given the parameter head and we want to keep track of the head. So let's do self.head equals head. And now in getRandom, we're going to need to figure out how many elements are in the linked list. So let's create a counter called n. And we want to find the length of the linked list. First, we create a pointer called node, have it point to head. And we're going to keep on calling node.next until we reach the end of the linked list. So while node, so if there's a value at node, we're going to increment the counter by 1 and then move the pointer to the next node. So at the end of this loop, n will contain the number of elements in the linked list. We want to randomly choose an index inside of this linked list of length n. So we can do random.randint, and a list with n elements is going to have indices from 0 to n-1, and using this built-in random function, we're going to get the index. Let's remember to import random. Okay, now that we have the index, we need to get to the node at that index. So just like in the previous loop, we set a pointer to the front of the linked list, and we iterate through the linked list until we get to the correct index. And just to explain this part a little bit more, if you think about it, if the randomly chosen index was 0, then we wouldn't even go into this for loop. And so temp would be the head of the linked list, the 0th element. If the randomly chosen index was 1, then this loop would run once and we would get the second element, which is the element indexed at 1. So now temp contains the pointer to the randomly chosen list node. So we return temp, and here it's asking us to return the random node's value. So we do return temp.val. Okay, so our answer is different from the expected answer, but that's fine because we needed to return a randomly chosen value, so it's expected that it might be different. Let's submit, and we got accepted.